So once again, I don't believe in people under the age of 27.
Dorinda, first of all, mother, how dare you?
That's below the belt. Zac Efron in 17 again, how dare you?
Aaron, Pierre, that's Mufasa.
I love a bitch from Long Island.
He looks like he's from Scooby-Doo. That looks funny to me.
No, but you know I love a fickle queen.
I'm kind of on the wrong side of a race war right now.
I feel like he knows that all these white girls are gonna, yes, mama slay the boots house down for him.
I pay taxes on Scary Island.
So once again, I don't believe in people under the age of 27. Legally, ethically, commercially.
What happened? Who bullied you? Who hurt you?
Exactly. You know I got hurt. Okay, so I was at a party and we were talking about age, and we're in a group that includes a friend of mine's little brother who's, I think, like right on the cusp of 27. Definitely Gen Z. And I was saying, making a case for myself that I'm, have a young attitude. People think I'm youthful. I don't know. Maybe it's a glow. Maybe it's because I'm Black.
You're older than me, right?
Okay. I hate like a 6-month bitch that's like,
no,
what grade are you in?
I'm just saying.
Legally, yeah, I'm older than you.
I'm the baby at the pod.
Emotionally, though, young hearts run free.
Okay, here we go. This is how we get off track.
You interrupted. I was telling a colorful story. But I'm in this group and I'm saying like, yeah, people think I'm younger than I am. My friend's little brother turns to me and goes, let's see those hands. A bitchy gay, obviously. Let's see those hands.
And let's see them.
And of course, they're actually like really well moisturized and really gorgeous. Get a close up. Get a close shot.
You dead ass just asked for lotion.
Because they were dry, and that's what reminded me of the whole story, the trauma that I experienced.
Wow.
I like put my hands in my pockets immediately after.
When they asked you that? When your friend asked you?
I was like, you won't raise a gun to me, to my head. And the group was like mostly younger, and I was like, so I'll just unalive myself, don't you worry. But I actually do have, I will say, incredibly soft, youthful hands. Get a touch. It's epic, right?
Oh, wow.
I know.
Interesting.
Yeah.
And your
So
little
that one
tattoos.
thing,
yeah, it's giving like young person.
Hands.
It's giving young person.
My friend told me I have too much information on my hands though, because I have like 323, my area code from LA, a Taurus bull on my finger.
Hard-headed.
Oh.
No, keep going.
And then like an equal sign.
Equality.
And I got it before
you
I was
said
out.
This pussy hat.
I got it like as an ally. Like, but maybe it would have been worse to come out and then get an equal sign. I don't know. Anyway, so just thinking about life and death.
Those hands do look like you like don't have to pay back student loans yet. Like that 6-month grace period. Like, that's what those hands are giving.
I once was getting a massage and she goes, I can tell you've never done hard labor. And I was like, oh, well, I've done emotional labor. She was right.
That's so cute. That's so good, fellas. They don't feel like you're in construction.
Well.
Anyway, if I say the words, speaking of being young, Aaron, Pierre, that's Mufasa. You know, Barry Jenkins, he's responsible for almost every crush I've had in the last 5 years. No, I was at Stefan James. Excuse me, Coleman Domingo. Excuse me.
You love a gay man.
Who was oh my gosh, he used to post that awful poetry on Instagram. But the older Chiron in Moonlight, what was his name? Trevante Rhodes. Trevante Rhodes, yes.
Except for that one.
Jerome? Is that his last name? I can't remember.
Yeah, where is he?
In a new movie.
Oh,
this is not even a plug. In a new movie.
Oh, awesome. That's all I need to know.
And Aaron Pierre, who was in Underground Railroad. Mm-hmm. That's and Mufasa. And now I'm Mufasa. Like, no, I'm sorry, Barry Jenkins. Who's next? Who's next for us?
Who's next for our crushes?
Yeah.
Well, you know my taste in men. Didn't we just decide I'm legally not allowed to talk about men?
I know. You're listening to all this, like, nothing to say, nothing to add, nothing to add.
You're like, Vin Diesel.
These are
Vin
all
Diesel
too
on the brain.
normal and conventionally handsome and charming men for me. I want someone in a little scarf who looks diseased.
Hunter sent me a photo of Matthew McConaughey in a crazy wrap skirt and was like, your type. And I was like, grow up, of course. Of course. So I'm going to work on myself. And we're not going to be watching the Jennifer Hudson show still. But I will be watching those kind of videos.
Oh, actually, transition, you know what I will be watching?
Say it.
The Robert De Niro movie, The King of Comedy, this Friday at Metrograph. I will be hosting a screening. It's not sold out, but it will. Speaking in faith. It is literally one of my favorite movies of all time. I know so much of it by heart. I'm so excited to do this. So yeah, come watch this movie with me.
It's actually not a screening. It's just Hunter doing one man show, top to bottom. So come on in. It'll be great. Wait, love. Yes. Love how you plugged that. That's so unlike you.
Ooh, she's on camera.
That's how you know she means it. Yeah. What else have we been watching?
Oh, I'm so glad you asked. We're talking about season 3 of Traitors today, which it is so good. This season is so good. Or at least this most recent episode was amazing. We're also talking about TikTok's possible replacement and possible ban. The new app is Red Note. And I have so much to be grateful for this week. Everything I just said, plus Peyton finally locking in to Real Housewives of New York, the original. Oh my God, guess who I saw literally today before I came here?
Who?
Bryn from the new Rony.
Where? In Times Square?
Eyelash place. Oh. We're both getting our eyelashes done. Envious Lashes, baby. And this is only part 1 of our Rony conversation.
Yeah, there will be more to come. And don't forget that we have a bonus segment that drops every Thursday, only on Wondery Plus. This week, we're talking about the rumored Justin Bieber comeback tour. So subscribe to Wondery Plus in the Wondery app or on Apple Podcasts to check that out.
Ooh, so let me say this. We're looking for a home for your worst opinions.
Are you a hater first, but a lover of pop culture second? Consider this a glorified group chat. We're not calling you out. No, we're calling you in. It's a safe space
to talk shit.
But, of course, I'm Peyton Dix.
And I'm Hunter Harris.
And this is Let Me Say This.
Let me say this.
Let me say this.
Let me say this. Let me say this.
Well, thank fucking God.
Oof.
Sorry to curse and say God at the same time. Hunter's sensitive about those things.
I hope my mom does not hear that. Oh my gosh.
She will. Season 3 of The Traitors. We are so back. Thank God. I needed a reason to live. And if you didn't watch season 2, go ahead and go back and do that. Season 1, you can skip. It's not.
Did you watch season 1?
Actually, no.
So how do you know you can skip it? I knew you hadn't watched it.
That's just what the people say, and I listen to the people.
You are fake as hell. Oh my gosh.
And what about it? You're just now, we're 33 episodes into this damn thing, and you're like, wait, you knew this. Okay, in this new season, here's some of the cast. Britney Spears' ex-husband, Sam Asghari, is that how you say his name?
I don't know.
Don't care, derogatory. We have Zac Efron's little brother, Dylan, complimentary. We have 2 recent new lesbians. Shout out to Gabby. Shout out to Chriselle Strauss. Strauss? That one I don't care about.
Just go ahead.
Okay. Bob the Drag Queen, which we will really get into. Boston Rob, which we will really get into. Tony couldn't even begin to pronounce his last name from Survivor, and a lot more of people from The Challenge, which is just always going to remain a blind spot for me. Sorry to that community and sorry to the Big Brother community. But we locked in. Oh, we locked in tough.
Okay. After season, can I give a spoiler for season 2?
Yeah,
I won't give a spoiler, but I'm just, after the winner of season 2 was just so infuriating to me that I was like totally turned off of The Traitors almost. Like I honestly could not press play on season 3, but I did. And after this most recent episode, I'm so locked in. Like
episode 4.
Yes, episode 4 of season 3. I thought this was such a good episode and honestly perfect. And the dynamic of like seasoned like actual game players versus more like reality TV players, like because they both have very specific styles of play. I thought this was like a perfect episode of television. Perfect episode of The Traitors.
Let's start with the Traitors themselves. Okay, so right now it's Bob the Drag Queen, Danielle, who I believe is from Big Brother.
Yeah.
And then
Carolyn.
So with the only one with common sense, in my opinion. Oh. Hey.
She's a neck tattoo. You said she has common sense.
I didn't say all that. I mean in this game. Okay. Sorry, don't judge a book by its cover.
We'll get into it.
And lastly.
And Boston Rob. I know you love Boston Rob. Ugh, he's just your type.
And
that's what I'm talking about when I say your taste in men needs to be like truly needs to be challenged. It needs to be challenged.
It needs to be actually lock me up.
I watched Tony seasons of Survivor. I've not watched any Boston Rob season. That's like my big Survivor blind spot. But it's working for me. I'm like, I see how you can whip those votes into shape. It's very much giving House of Cards. I mean, he's like whipping the vote.
Okay, how do you think the Traitors are playing this season so far?
Honestly, not well. And I'm going to say, I think that, first, Bob, the drag queen, is not as good at this game as he thinks.
No.
He's way too loud. I think the perfect traitor needs to be like a little bit low key. You want to be in the shadows. You don't want to be, that's what kind of Phaedra's problem. She was like too, and that was not even her, like the fault of her gameplay. It was, what's his name? Dan, was that his name?
Yeah.
Who really put the spotlight on her as he was leaving. But I think Bob is being way too loud and obviously like obnoxious. Also, the murders are not making sense. Like his idea of like Dorinda, first of all, mother, how dare you? Second of all, what is the strategy there? There was none.
Yeah.
I think Danielle thinks that she's so smart, but the crocodile tears are going to get old very quickly.
Already have, honestly.
Yes. And then Carolyn, I think it's just unfortunately because no one's listening to her. The other traitor, she says one thing, every other traitor is like, yeah. Just truly, they're like, I don't care what you have to say.
Cuts away to her beacon being like, so once again, no one will hear me. Being like, this doesn't make sense.
So I think it's a perfect power vacuum for Boston Rob to come in, which he does, and kind of take over. In this most recent episode 4, Bob the drag queen kind of puts the spotlight on Boston Rob and says that he thinks a traitor is going to be one of the 3 men to like the late arrivals who are from like the more gamey challenge Big Brother Survivor series. And Boston Rob does not take kindly to that and then has a knife out for Bob the drag queen.
Quick with it too.
But he should, because Bob the drag queen is going to get them all found out.
Yeah. I was going to say my reaction to that moment was Bob didn't even need to say anything then. Like, the thing with Phaedra that I think worked about her loudness, about her, I do too much because you do too little, iconic line. One, I think that it was a nicer balance of like being loud when she maybe needed to be more so or defend her honor versus Bob just being loud for no good reason.
At every round table, he'll like come out very strong against someone and it's like, you are like doing too much. Because I can't remember who it was, but someone is starting to note it. Was it Dylan Efron who was
Dylan was the first
only
accuser.
person who, I know that he was the first to accuse Bob the drag queen of being a traitor, but someone, I can't remember at the round table, was like, the only way you know someone is 100% a traitor is because you're also a traitor.
Yeah, but that was kind of after with more of an accusation of Rob instead of Bob.
Yeah.
But I just think like in general, Bob, and I love him down, but is playing to 2 things. He's trying to be so like for the cameras, like all these witty lines, which is like, let it come naturally. Like this is different than Drag Race. And then a show I've never watched, so I don't know why I made that comparison. And then the other thing, hear me out, is I feel like he knows that all these white girls are gonna, yes, mama slay the boots house down for him. So he's like, I'm safe because all these little white girls are like, yes, Bob, we love you, girl. Like, and that is very different. You're still playing a game. You're not just like hanging out. So I think he's thinking that works to his advantage. And it did for a minute because all the girls at first, like Chriselle was like, there's no way it's going to be Bob.
Yeah.
And how easily she was convinced when she was like, wait, yeah, he's running this show. He's being loud as fuck. And then they got his ass.
Well, okay, yes. So then what happened was that Boston Rob, he just played it so expertly, like talked to kind of like the slowest people, like the slowest to come to any kind of conclusion, people in the house, and said, I think it's Bob. I think it's Bob. And then what very smart, he kind of, I think he is, and also should continue to, give Dylan the win. Make this Dylan's win and not his own, and kind of act like, oh, Dylan had convinced him, because that's what's going to like keep him in the game longer. Yeah. You don't want to be like the mastermind.
Yeah. But I was surprised that he led that conversation. I thought he was giving Dylan a look to be like, okay, floor is yours. Like, I'll back you up. Yeah. So I was surprised that he took the lead.
Well, I think he had to come out and force more because they were not jumping to any conclusion. The other thing too is that Gabby, the lesbian who's on The Bachelor, is that her name? Yes.
Queen, love her.
Well, she heard Danielle in that room.
Yeah.
And then was so easily dissuaded. I was like, oh, my sister.
No, but you know I love a fickle queen. Shout out to Gabby. Wait, shout out to when Gabby specifically said, not only was she so easily convinced her very correct idea was wrong, she then said, I love when Gabby said, you know what? Even if she's a traitor, I don't care. I love her. I'm biased. And there's a double standard. And that's okay. She's just like me for real. No, because that's how I would be playing.
No, she heard you. I don't think so, honey. Standing on business. She said, actually, totally. Yeah.
She's kind of here for a good time, not a long time. So we'll see what happens. But her and the little Bambis are kind of taking it for me. That forced name is so crazy. But like the 3, I think it's Nikki, Chriselle, and Gabby. They're like, we all have big brown eyes.
And Robin. And is Robin a Bambi too?
No, Robin's not a Bambi. Okay. She's too busy being a green-eyed bandit. She don't have room for another one. But that forced little name, I love them. I love that little troop. I kind of hope things work out for them. Yeah, we'll see.
Maybe.
Who are your top contenders?
Okay, after this episode, I love Nikki. I thought Nikki, listening to people's stuff, so I was like, okay, she is really thinking about it. I don't understand that man from whatever show that I haven't watched being really after her, thinking she's a traitor. I also don't understand people thinking Sierra is a traitor. Sierra who's like, I'm a nurse, as if we don't know the truth about nurses.
and that's a different podcast, but we have to have that conversation eventually. Oh my God, because you know how I feel. But yeah,
I
Sierra
actually
was,
don't know how you feel. Oh my God.
the meanest woman you've ever met, nurse.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Anyway,
less on that.
okay. What else? I think, this is what I want to talk about.
You know who I want? I want you to make a case for your man.
For who?
Scandival.
Okay. Let me say this.
Okay.
I have not watched one episode of Pump Rules. I don't know anything about Scandival. Someone explained it to me drunk at a party once, and I still don't really get it. But what I do know is I saw one photo of him in like an orange suit of some type. And I thought, okay, wait, that's funny. He looks like he's from Scooby-Doo. That looks funny to me. And then I also, whenever he ripped off his mask after Alan Cumming chose the Traitors, I'm telling you, this man ripped off his mask.
Eyes tweaking, looking around the room.
I was like, funny.
Yeah.
Funny.
There is this one moment where Alan Cumming like summons them back to a room. They all have to go return to some space after someone got killed. And Tom, the way he like looked around. The sweat stains were a whole different thing. But he looks around and then like Alan shoos him along, and the way he just drops his head like it's like that man is not from Earth. Like maybe we do need to tap into
I'm watching Pump Rules.
Pump Rules. Okay.
This is the thing. I have to I'm almost done with my Rony watch. We'll get to that. After that, I'm gonna start Beverly Hills, and after that, I'm gonna start Pump Rules. If there's still a planet, if there's still a world to exist in at that point.
You have a long road ahead of you.
Okay, but let me get to my like actually big takeaway from this episode.
Okay.
So Boston Rob takes out Bob the drag queen. He successfully gets everyone to vote him out. Danielle is mad about that, which girl could not care less about Danielle. The fact that she weeping after she voted for Bob the drag queen to get taken out, and then in her post interview she's like crying and all this stuff, and Bob the drag queen is like, the game is the game. I don't know. She's like, I couldn't believe that I had to vote him. He was my ride or
because these girls think it's real life. These girls are like my one gay friend.
I know, but the way that Danielle is crying to the faithfuls and then crying to camera, I'm like, is she playing us the same way that she's playing them?
Yeah.
Oh, I don't know. We'll get. I guess we'll see. I do think though that I think we're collision course between Danielle and Boston Rob over the Bob the drag queen banishment.
Okay, landlord. Okay.
But then I also think that puts Carolyn in a power position because now there are 3 traitors, and one of them needs her on their side.
Yeah.
And she went with Boston Rob for the Bob banishment. But now she's going to go with Danielle. Is Danielle going to be like making an alliance with her to get out Boston Rob? I don't know.
What do you hope for?
Well, watching that episode, I was like, I'm kind of on the wrong side of a race war right now. If it's Bob the drag queen and Danielle,
I'm always on the wrong side of a race war.
That's the biracial in you and your feet on the couch. If it's Bob the drag queen and Danielle versus Boston Rob and Carolyn, I was on Boston Rob's side. I was like, he's making the better case. And Bob the drag queen was disappointing me. He was disappointing me and our family.
I'm curious what's gonna happen with Rob though, now that there might be some heat, because that got really debated between Bob and Rob, and I do think that it was to Bob's demise to have gotten so heated, where normally when he's accused of things he'll say like a couple lines and then stop. But like their back and forth, I do think similar to how it played out with Phaedra and Dan might play out again with Bob. God, their names are so similar, with Rob.
Yeah. But I think that Rob is better at diffusing. Yeah. And like kind of, he's sneaky. He's from Boston. He's a white boy from Boston. Are you joking? Are you joking?
And that's why I love him. Wait.
You said it. It can't be unsaid.
I almost said like take that off the record right now, but you know what? Fuck it. Leave it.
Okay. Oh, the other thing I liked about this most recent episode, episode 4, is that I love to fast forward through a Traitors challenge.
Why?
Because I'm like, I don't want to see you guys in a moat. Okay. I don't want to see you in an obstacle course. I don't care. Okay,
but there was this one episode that made me be like, I can never skip the challenges, because I used to feel that way. Remember last season when the housewives had to jump from, it was the only time Alan Cumming broke character. Mm-hmm. The housewives had to jump from like plank to plank, and they those
They
big
kept
old titties
falling.
and those fake asses, they were falling left. They were getting truly injured. And Alan
falling
Cumming,
and floating.
yes, literally, Alan Cumming was like, Jesus Christ, cracking up. And like, if Alan Cumming is breaking character, then everything is worth it for me. But I feel like sometimes the challenges will tell you what you need to know about like how people are going to vote too, the way some of them act. Sometimes
Maybe.
less so than the gossip in the house, but I do think sometimes it could be indicative of how people might act.
I'm just kind of like, can we fast forward through these challenges, please? But this one, we had to carry the big, I don't know, Easter Island heads up the hill. It was very good, and I also liked Bob the Fashion King with his Tom Brown 24 hours a day,
every single day,
a vest. I was like athleisure. Oh my gosh, him. I thought that was a really like moving. You know, kind of moment where I was happy that I didn't fast forward entirely through the challenge, just I fast forward through some of it.
Can you watch Peacock on 1.5 or 1.2x speed?
I don't know, but I wish you could, because the only thing I don't like about the Traitors is that they really do kind of drag out a lot of the intros and exits to scenes. I'm like, ooh, girl.
Is it too early to name any predictions?
I kind of think that Boston Rob is going to try to take Dylan Efron to the end, but I am afraid that Dylan has that kind of white boy gene that I think Pilot Pete had, where he can get very self-righteous, very full of himself, very like, I have one win, I can do it all, know it all, boots, and really like get annoying quickly. I'm just gonna say, I think he's gonna get annoying, and I hope to God it doesn't happen.
I hope to God it doesn't happen too, but I will say I was living for when Bob was like, and your brother's not even a good actor. And everyone's like, that's below the belt. Zac Efron in 17 again. How dare you? It was like, no, that's what actually upset people. That's what actually riled them up.
And the Jersey housewife being like, and your brother is a good actor, just to be clear.
And he is. Zac Efron, I mean, for Zac Efron, for their family.
Depending the family name.
Win. Yeah.
I feel like I have been lobbying this for as long as we've been doing this damn podcast.
Literally, yeah.
Truly, since the very beginning. Watching Rony changed my life. It changed my cellular dynamic. Like,
for the better?
Ramona Singer's in my mitochondria.
What's a mitochondria?
Girl, I don't know. What I do know is that you are finally watching Rony.
Yeah.
The OG.
The original. I watched the new one, and then we started a group chat called Rony Updates, and everyone just did it to taunt me, to be like, Peyton will finally lock in.
Yeah, because what did Garby 93 say? Your polite golf clap whenever I would talk about how Rony is changing my life.
Hunter would bring up like, should we do Rony this week? And I'm like, we could put it in Wondery Plus. I'm like, girl.
The good stuff is on Wondery Plus, just so you know. Excuse me.
So subscribe to Wondery Plus or an Apple Podcast. Let me tell you that. But I logged in and I have watched through season 3.
Yes. Which pivotal season? Scary Island. Ever heard of it? Ever taken a trip there?
Hopefully never. Hunter probably has, actually.
I live there.
Yeah,
I live there.
Rent. Yeah. She's a property
I
owner.
mail there. I pay taxes on Scary Island.
Oh, and we'll get to that. Listen. Okay, so just like first reacts of the girls.
Yes. Let me ask you about them.
Well, originally, Jill, I thought was going to be like the Karen, the grand dame of
Jill Zarin Fabrics.
Yes. She was, I love a bitch from Long Island. I loved her like loud mouth. I loved her like straight shooter attitude. That recently changed a little bit. But I thought she was going to kind of, a little bit older than the other girls, leading the pack, being a guide. Things shifted. Bethany on board.
Bethany Frankel
on board.
At this stage, totally.
For now.
She is
I don't know about the drone stuff that's happening on her TikTok currently.
I don't even want to touch that right now because she's so, oh my gosh. But she is like audience proxy in these early seasons where she's the only person who's like, do you see what's happening? like what are you talking about, Ramona Singer? What are you talking about?
Are the cameras getting this? Like, it's very, like, I will say at this point, voice of reason. Kind of I can take that. Alex McCord and her gay husband. So complimentary to the gay husband aspect. Every straight white woman needs a gay husband, and this is hers. But I feel like she's always reaching for a storyline. I don't care about her being in Brooklyn. Me the fuck too.
She's trying to continue to live. What is the quote? To live in Brooklyn in this economy, survive in Brooklyn in this economy.
Yeah. I mean, again, me too. Have you seen the fucking prices? So I'm not like into her, but she's fine as like what I would consider a supporting character, and as like a friend and ally to Bethany or whoever is interesting to her at the time. Ramona. So how long do you have? Ramona Singer Nobody moves like her, and quite literally, because that model walk is burned into my brain.
The model walk is so like small potatoes compared to where she has gone and where she will go. Let me say that.
Really?
Oh, girl.
She is senseless. And at this point, I actually respect it. It's like so messy in the way that it's working for me.
Ramona is truly, I read this in the newsletter too, like whoever cast Ramona Singer, notice I said cast, not casted. We're grown. Whoever cast Ramona Singer, truly straight to the Hague. Do not pass go straight to jail.
Oh.
At the same time though, I mean,
But
your face should be on the Statue of Liberty.
Yeah. I said we actually owe a Medal of Freedom.
Like, no, let's call Joe Biden out of his crypt and put a medal around your neck.
You've got one last thing to do.
Because, sorry, like Ramona Singer, there's no one else like her.
Okay, but you know who actually deserves prison?
Who?
Kelly. How do you say her last name?
Ben Simone.
Ben Simone. Kelly Ben Simone.
Oh, but you've loved, I have texts of
bitch.
you liking her.
For literally 2 seconds. And then immediately was like, oh, kick rocks and die.
Kick rocks.
Kick rocks.
You said segregation teeth. Segregation
I said, we drink at different
slang.
water fountains, okay, you and me. Even though I'm the black one, shit. But yeah, we'll get into this more later, but like truly one of the nastiest women that I've ever seen on TV.
I'm so happy you feel that way because we're about to get into it.
We will.
And then, Luann. Luann is very tame. She does change a lot.
Okay.
Because let me say this.
She's so condescending though, but I love her. And I think she's real, but she's so condescending. It makes me feel like I kind of want to deck her just a little bit for that.
This is not a good Luann era. I think it's very funny and like, is it season 1 or 2? Whenever she asks Bethany's driver to call her countess,
yeah.
And it's like, wait, what? But I remember very specifically when I started watching old Rony, like from the beginning, and I tweeted how Luann reminds me so much of Marnie. Like someone who's trying to keep it all together, but like truly is like a mess.
Meanwhile, getting fully divorced, being like, money can't buy you. Like,
yes. And someone was like, what are you talking? Like, you're so stupid. Who are you talking about?
Yeah.
And someone responded and was like, oh, it's early Luann. And she's very Marnie. And she goes totally in the opposite direction later on. But this is a tough time for her because she's also under Jill's thumb in the Bethany Jill fallout in like a crazy way. So don't hold this against her.
I can tell there's more for her. I can tell there's like room to grow.
Yeah.
Last person I get, new to this season at least, Sonia. Honestly, Sonia's looking good. Sonia's kind of giving mother.
Sonia
right
really
now.
is like beautiful.
I don't know if things change yet, but like she's gorgeous and she has a great outlook on life and actually the way she lives it, which is beautifully, recklessly, and sex positive. I'm in right now.
Okay, so who from the cast is you and who's me?
Okay, let's say me at the same time.
Okay. Oh wait. Oh shoot. Let me think about it.
Or let's do. If you have you, I'm ready for you too.
No. Yeah. Okay. Let's say me.
3, 2, 1.
3.
Luann. After I just was like, she's an uppity bitch.
No, clock, don't worry.
No, I knew you knew it was you too when you made the Marnie reference because your ass is Marnie till you die.
And there's nothing bad about that.
I didn't say.
But no, the thing that is very Luann about me that I always think about is how Luann says Sonia. And I say Peyton.
Yeah, that's true.
And that's just so, yeah.
And who am I? For right now, ignore the history of everyone else, like whatever happens after. But up till now, end of season 3, 3, 2, 1. Sonia.
Oh, wow, look at us.
And I'm like, she's sex positive and epic and love. You see how I set that up? You see what I did there?
Yeah. But so also she's broke and so in love with her ex. Like.
Oh my God. Did you just call me poor?
No, I'm just saying, like, there's so many things about Sonia that, like, don't make sense. Like, don't align to you. Like, you're not, like, clutching onto your townhouse.
But I am, like, a lesbian, so I'm always, like, yearning for, like, Anna Taurus. I'm always thinking about, like, past and love and stuff like that.
Interesting.
That was crazy how you said that.
Sorry,
and you will be held accountable.
I stand by it. I said, I don't think there's anything about that.
She said, oh, honey, you need to get that together before you come over here.
Okay, Scary Island. Can you give us
a little recap of, like, for those who may not know or just want to remember and run down memory lane?
Okay, also, can I say, someone, like a friend of a friend, did a screening of Scary Island at the Angelica for their birthday. Oh my God, icon. We have to do that. Coming soon. Okay, so Scary Island, it's a trip that Ramona organizes. And all the women except for Jill and Luann go.
Yeah.
And at this time in the show, it's like two sides, Kelly, Jill, and Luann on one side. And so the fact that Kelly is the only person like from their clique on this trip is very important because she feels very alone.
And everyone told her not to go, mind you.
They all told her not to go and she still went. And then Bethany hasn't sold Skinny Girl yet, isn't rich, but she's like kind of the chef. And so she's like trying to like make it nice, Dorinda, for these women. And I think Kelly truly like has a breakdown. Like she has a break from reality.
Like I have not seen this. The common sense left the room immediately. Left the island. It never came to the island.
The mental
actually.
health left the room. And she said, and Scary Island, hilariously enough, comes from her, where she's like, I'm alone on Scary Island.
Wait, yeah,
she runs around this house like the Tomb Raider. She's haunting them. Like, and it starts whenever Bethany wants to do a nice thing. She also a branded thing where she leaves tote bags for every girl that's like branded Skinny Girl stuff, but it's like a nice gesture.
Yeah.
And when Kelly Ben-Simone like opens the bag, what is this? Everything is branded. It's all Bethany centric product. And then just she lays back on the bed and starts to weep. I said, oh, something's going on. Yeah. There's something in the air. Because it's crazy.
It was so crazy that it actually made me feel like bad for only a moment, though.
And that's why you're Sonia. That's why you're Sonia. Because Sonia eventually, as the situation devolves, Sonia's like, everyone stop. It's enough. She's obviously going through something. We're being mean.
No, literally me to eat the crab cake being like, just, I'll give it. I don't care. Like, that is me trying to overcompensate Libra Moon, trying to be like, everything's fine. It's actually okay. Mediate. No way. No, literally Hunter's crying right now. It was the craziest. She was like, no, this is actually like harmful. Like she's crazy and we're all sane, which is an insane thing to say to comfort someone.
Sonia being like, something's going on.
It was so serious. So she called Bethany a hoe bag. She was insulting her food that she was pregnant cooking for hours. And then being like, oh, most chefs don't even make their own salsa, so I don't know. Sonia's sweetheart being like, oh, I saw her going crazy with those chives. No, she was working it. That mango, like it was like, and the thing that irritating me the most is like if Kelly was maybe responding to something, it would be one thing, but Kelly was just, wow.
No, and thank you so much because I literally have tears in my eyes. Okay, a few things I want to discuss. Kelly, first of all, it starts like at this dinner. Or like the dinner starts with Kelly on the phone with her daughter on speaker, so rude.
Yes.
In a room full of people.
Yes.
Ramona, so normal, so like logical. Is like, hey, would you mind just like going to the other room if you're going to talk on speaker to your... Kelly freaks out. She's like, how dare you talk about my daughter?
This isn't about you.
And it's like...
On Ramona's own like
on her
wedding
own trip.
renewal thing. Yeah.
It's like, hold on, what? This is Ramona Singer's being normal. She's in the right for once.
I was watching this episode being like, if Ramona Singer is one of the people with the most common sense, something is wrong.
There's also like the cutaways to Ramona. She's not even in the conversation. She's just like, what's going on? Like, what are you talking about? Ramona's confused? Oh, girl. Something's happening.
And the way Bethany walked down was like, something's already going wrong? Oh my God, something already happened? Like, appetizers aren't even out. We just got salsa.
Kelly is like talking about jelly beans. She's like, I need to go get my jelly beans. It's like, there's a full dinner. She won't eat the steak because she thinks that Bethany is trying to poison her. Crazy. She's like, I had a dream. I threw up. I thought Bethany was going to try to kill me with a butter knife. She's calling, oh my God, what's her name? The white girl, the blonde one. Alex. She's calling Alex deranged. She's like, Alex she had white face and black makeup on, like black eyes. She was channeling the devil.
Mind you, Alex, like at this point, like isn't even talking. Actually, she's like not even contributing to the conversation.
Alex is like, but you just took photos of me this afternoon. Like, what are you talking about?
And also kind of the homophobic way that when Ramona was trying to comfort Bethany, like thank her for like doing this really beautiful gesture of making dinner. And Kelly's like, oh, you guys are going to make out? You guys going to make out with tongue? I was like, you hate lesbians. You hate all these women, actually. You hate women. But
Bethany, okay, I'm glad you brought that up because then Bethany is like, what are you doing? What do you like? Nothing's going wrong here for you. Like, okay, tell me what's going on. Like, I can handle the truth. Tell me the truth. And then Kelly's like, okay, Al Sharpton. Al Sharpton. First of all, that was a reference to A Few Good Men. And it's like, Al Sharpton, what are you talking about?
But when she says, put your hair up, Al Sharpton, I was like, is she trying to say that she looks like Al Sharpton? I was so confused.
It was so crazy. So they're trying to defuse the situation desperately. And then Kelly says something about like, you went after my friend in the press, my friend Gwyneth. And it's like, Gwyneth who? Paltrow. You know Gwyneth Paltrow is
mother,
like,
sister, but
who are you?
But Gwyneth
Kelly,
Paltrow doesn't even remember her own
who?
co-stars, okay? She's
She's
not
like,
who Kelly is.
Kelly where? Kelly Catrone?
Yeah.
No. Like, it was crazy, crazy, crazy. And then an underrated part is the next morning, Alex McCord, Jill Zarin flies in. Alex McCord shaking. Hands shaking, body shaking. She like starts dissociating. Like, I need you to leave. I can't have any more drama. It's been enough.
Like
enough
I said,
has happened.
Reaching for a storyline, but watching her tremble was hilarious.
How
like a
dare
fucking
you? How
Pomeranian.
dare you
'Cause
invalidate her trauma response?
Oh, that's funny actually. Said with a dead face. That was actually pretty clever. No, I think like this has awakened. I mean, even the reunion afterwards, the 3-part reunion because they couldn't fit it all into 2.
Look at her, Bravo newbie. 3-part reunion. Oh,
is that normal?
Yes.
Really?
Because there's always a lot to discuss. The thing I rewatched Scary Island, but I didn't rewatch this reunion. But I already know that Kelly, I just hate the way that she's always like, it doesn't matter. Who cares? It doesn't matter. What does this matter? And I think, was this the season that Andy was like, because we're on a TV show and this is what we talk about at the reunions.
Yeah, it's like she loves to deflect and then like get up when like she's being held accountable for her literal actions.
Yeah.
And then tried to turn it into a PSA like bullying campaign. Deadass was like, this is what happens when 4 women gang up on you. And they're like, we're literally just telling you how you behave. We just watched the clip back. Like, how are you trying to make sense of this? And she's like, it's happening again. It's happening. Here they go again. I'm like, they're telling you what you did and how you made them feel, you bitch.
Like she's so invalidating, and it only continues. It never changes. I'm talking about fucking Coconut Tree resident.
Oh,
Kelly
is she on the next season too?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Wait, there was a moment where she goes, no, I didn't have a breakdown. I had a breakthrough. She kind of ate that one because same sister. But the times I've had a breakdown, I've been like, actually, breakthrough. New me. It's fine.
Kelly, it's so crazy too because even like whenever anyone still talks about Scary Island, it's like it was worse than you thought. I think later, like years later, I think even on camera maybe Bethany talks about it and she was like, there was stuff that you didn't even see on camera. Like it was too insane. She runs around the house like a Dementor. Like she's not running, she's floating.
Oh my God, release the tapes, please God. Andy, if you're watching this, we need to see it. We'll pay good money.
Oh my gosh.
Wondery will pay good money.
But at the end of the day, I think history will frown upon Kelly Bensimon. She only seems crazier and more manic in retrospect. And it will smile upon Alex McCord because, listen, she didn't want to start any drama. She really does try to like be genuine and keep peace. I haven't seen this yet, but later she really does try to keep the peace between like Ramona and everyone else. And yeah, she gets, all the backlash. And now she's in Australia as like an eating disorder therapist.
Oh.
Ever heard of an empath? Ever heard of a big heart?
Great for her. I will say I'm obsessed with this episode kind of being Peacock promo. And Peacock, not no. If you want to link and build.
God, I would love for this to be a Veep episode. Okay, so TikTok on the chopping block? Yes or no? Apparently, yes. The Supreme Court just decided to ban TikTok. Like they sided with the Biden administration that the app's like Chinese owners have to divest. But now the Biden administration is saying that they won't enforce the ban, leaving it up to Trump to like handle once he gets into office. So
it's not my business anymore.
And that's called government. Oh my, like girl, make up your mind.
Not nose goes of the government. Like that's crazy.
Truly, they said, it ain't me actually. It's not on me. So
kind of ending the way he started though. But in the interim, we have a little app called Red Note. Have you heard of her?
Yes, I haven't. I can't unhear like a red nose, like a red nose.
They should use that actually for some promo videos. That would be funny.
They don't need help promoing.
No, they're doing great because they're #1 trending in Apple's US App Store because people are fleeing TikTok to go to Red Note. And the irony of that all is that they are both Chinese-owned apps.
Well, you know how people in government work, slow as hell to do anything.
They're like, oh shit. Trump will figure it out. It's between like Red Note and Lemonade, which I believe Lemonade is owned by ByteDance.
Yeah, we talked about Lemonade last week.
Yeah. So those are the two like top contenders of who's gonna maybe replace TikTok. But I have found a home in Red Note.
Really?
Yeah, a little bit more about it. I can't pronounce yet. watch this space, the actual like Chinese pronunciation of the app, but it translates to Little Red Book and is commonly referred to as Red Note, at least in the US. It was founded in 2013 and was one of China's biggest social media platforms with 300 million users. It's kind of like China's Instagram. But I actually find what's really cool about it is it doesn't, I mean, of course, there's novelty to it for the people in the US downloading it, but I find it reads a little bit more like Pinterest, like Shop My, and then TikTok. It doesn't feel like Instagram to me at all, but I get it as like an alternative to Instagram for Chinese users.
Of course, I saw a tweet of a TikTok that said that Red Note is basically like Tumblr meets Pinterest meets Instagram meets TikTok. Yeah,
it's kind of like a whole world in one, except for I would say YouTube, because I haven't seen, at least so far, anything long form.
I'm excited to dive into this new and intriguing world. Wherever my man, what's his name again? That one TikToker that I love. Lavelle. Yeah. Wherever Lavelle goes, I'm going, honey.
Well, that's the thing that I will say is kind of hard to figure out right now. I mean, all my notifications are in Mandarin, so I'm gonna have to.
How's that working out for you?
It's not great. I'll tell you, not great. It's a learning curve, if you will. I like just started Spanish class last week, and I was like feeling so amped about it. And I'm like, no, I gotta fucking learn Chinese too. Okay, here we go. Learn Mandarin. But here's the thing: it's really difficult, at least so far, to figure out who is on the app already. It's a little easier with Lemonade because it's the same owner, so it'll show you both on TikTok and on Lemonade pretty easily, like who you follow there. But for not only the language barrier situation, but it's pretty non-intuitive, at least in my experience so far, to find your people. But what I do like about it is I opened the app and two things were immediately true. One, all the videos are almost welcome. We're so glad you're here. Stay here. Like, this is an invitation to like connect cultures. I love that. Big-hearted moment. But I also love that a lot of the videos, and it's smart for the creators that are already on the platform, are tutorials. So they're getting a lot of engagement by just like showing you how to use the platform. Again, still confused, but that part is helpful. And I will say almost immediately, I scroll and I'm just served butch lesbians. And I didn't fill out any information. I didn't fill out any like, here's my interest, click the boxes. So I do like being clocked.
That's on data mining.
I said they ate that one thing because this is what I want to see.
I don't want to be welcomed to a new platform. That's why I don't like Threads. I don't like that. No. Sorry, I grew up on Twitter. I grew up on Tumblr and Twitter, bitch. If you don't meet me at the door with a knife, I'm not interested. If you don't meet me at the door, it's like, get away. I don't want to be there.
If you don't have a gun to my head, my God, hating is in your veins.
It is.
In your blood.
It is.
Open up your heart to Red Note.
No. We'll see.
I know. I think it'll hopefully be a platform that people still participate in, because I think it'll be exciting to see how it serves us differently. And I do think that it will be, if this is you, a good platform to, Miss Capitalist Queen over here calling me poor, a good platform to make some money. Because it's very shopping first. Like, it's pretty easy. It seems like that's something that's easy to sell against.
I don't want to be shopping first. I want Club I want to be served Club Chalamet saying, "Thank God for the fire that consumed my home," because it's only made me double down more on Timothée Chalamet deserving his first Oscar.
That's found a way to bring up Club Chalamet when we are talking about the pleasure of the president, Club Chalamet.
Are you going? Come on.
Ooh, did you stretch before that reach? I'm obsessed. But have you downloaded it yet?
Of course not.
Okay. Well,
like I said, I'm playing hard to get. Sorry.
Mind you, last week, Hunter's acting like so me right now, not standing on business, because last week Hunter was like, I'm not too proud to download the new app. I'm going to dance. I'm going to do whatever you need. And now she's like, close the doors.
Now I'm being turned off. I do have a little bit of like perverse joy from after suffering the loss of Twitter to Elon Musk. Now it's like, oh, now the children, now they're going through it. I already went through it a year and a half ago.
You're like, I'm too old to play these games.
Wait. Oh my God, you're so annoying.
What?
Calling me old. Let me see the hands.
Well, that's it for this week. That really is it for this week. We are too online, so you don't have to be.
I hope somewhere, somehow, Kelly Ben-Simone is running in traffic.
And I hope to see fan cams of Dylan Efron on Red Note yesterday.
Yeah, and she loves a white man. Ooh, Lord.